how's it? So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you've had a very productive week. So, I want to talk to you guys about obsession. I know that society, the world around us, tells us that obsession is a bad thing. The way I see it is, it depends on what you obsess over. So, is your obsession going to build you up, or is it going to destroy you? Look at it at chain smoking, or obsessively cleaning your house, or being unable to concentrate or work or do anything, being unable to find a sense of peace if your house isn't perfectly clean. You see, that kind of stuff, it destroys you more than it builds you up. And that type of obsession, I'd say, is a bad thing, because it causes you unnecessary anxiety. It doesn't lead you down a path of growth, but a path of destruction. Whereas good types of obsession is, I see it as, there is a type of obsession with me and my exercises that I do. And I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, because it's something that makes me stronger, gives me mental clarity, gives me a whole lot of boosts, and it makes me feel better and more confident about who I am. And I know that it is an obsession because of the circumstances that I've done it in. So I've done it when I was feeling horrendously sick and had a migraine, and it was just terrible, but I did it, and I also did it when it was like freezing cold and my toes were numb from the cold, and I still did my exercises, and I still went up and had a cold shower, and that to me is okay, because when I get to more difficult situations in life, when the thought appears, can I do this? I immediately think back to those circumstances and like, yeah, okay, I can. I mean, you're a badass. You did push-ups and lunges and all this stuff, and it was cold and it was raining and you still had a cold shower. I mean, you've got grit. You did it. You've accomplished these things it's crazy. And you see, I didn't do it to the extent where it starts breaking down my body, or where I start getting extremely anxious when I don't do it. I want to do it, and I do feel uncomfortable when I don't do it, and it's that discomfort comes from a place of, I know I'm capable of doing it, so why am I avoiding it? And I know it's something that's good for me and something that I enjoy and something that I'm going to be proud of. So why am I not doing it? Why am I avoiding this hard thing that I'm capable of doing, but I don't want to do? So that type of obsession, for me, it's good. I think that's the best I can measure it out to be, is whether it destroys you or builds you up, long and short term. This is very important. So if I had a broken ankle, or if I just had surgery on my knees, or whatever the case, I wouldn't do my exercises, because that would not be building myself up. That would be forcing myself to do something excruciating for the sake of doing it, or for the sake of me being so hard on myself that I wouldn't have allowed myself to get away with it. And that is not necessarily a good thing, because you're destroying yourself further due to your own obsession. Whereas if you give it time to heal properly, you can go a lot further. You can practice, and you can get back to where you were, and you can even go further. But you need time to heal. You need a bit of grace. So yeah, don't look at all types of obsession as a bad thing. because sometimes you need to be obsessed about something in order to get it done, in order to progress, in order to get further in life, in order to accomplish a goal. You need dedication, discipline, and the world sees that as obsession, depending on the circumstances, of course. But if you're dedicated and disciplined for the right reasons, then you shouldn't let anything stand in your way. If you are working towards something that's going to make your life and everybody else's life better and that benefits society, you shouldn't let anything stand in your way. You should carry on. And they're going to say you're obsessed, and they're going to say it's unhealthy, and they're going to say you have to stop. And that could be because it's something that they have not accomplished. So they are afraid that you are going to fail, or they are afraid that if you succeed, then they won't be able to avoid the excuses that it was too difficult. And that sucks. And that is a rough thing to deal with. But that does not mean you should stop. And another thing I want to talk to you guys about is when you start on this journey and you start like doing my daily exercises. For a very, very long time, I kept on telling myself that I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this, but I have to do this. And I was lying to myself because a certain part of me wants to do it. And I wasn't focused on that part. I was focused on, I don't want to be doing the difficult stuff. But that's also a lie, because when I look back, some of the things I found the most fulfillment in have been extremely difficult things, like the website pages I've developed, the Chrome extension I've made, the designs I've made, the videos I've made. They've all been impossible tasks for me, and I did it. And I get such a sense of fulfillment, especially with my exercises, especially when I did it when it was extremely difficult. And that's also why I did it, because I knew I would feel so damn proud of myself, because I did this excruciatingly difficult thing that I otherwise would have failed at doing, but I did it and I succeeded, and I'm so damn proud of you. And that's what I feel every single time I look back on those situations, and that's why I did it, because I knew I'd feel so proud of myself. And I also wanted to, in those circumstances, I want to teach myself that I don't stop just because it's difficult, and just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. So keep going, because eventually, whether it's hours, days, or weeks, eventually you will have accomplished it, and then it'll be done forever. And you will look back, and there's so much growth you would have gained from that, and so much confidence. You can look at yourself and say, I had the grit to do that. I've got the grit to do other difficult things. I am capable of more. So I firmly believe that you find yourself in doing the really difficult things, and that's why you shouldn't avoid it. And it's not that you always don't want to do it. Maybe society has just told you that you don't like doing difficult things. But that's a lie, because we do like doing difficult things. That's why there are engineers. That's why there are these crazy buildings. That's why there are these extraordinary things, because we enjoy doing difficult things, because we get a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that is impossible to get without doing that difficult thing. So maybe it's not that you don't like doing the difficult thing. Maybe you're just not used to the process, and it's something new and it's something scary, and you're looking for an excuse, and that's not good enough. You need to still do it, because you're going to feel amazing. And just because it feels as though it's really difficult and you're telling yourself you don't want to do it, doesn't mean you actually don't want to do it. It just could mean that you're scared, and you're tired. For whatever reason. The reasons don't really matter in that circumstance. You need to reframe your mind. Because what I've done is I've now looked at my exercises, and I've now looked at other difficult things, and I've said, no, I actually want to do this. because if I avoid it, I'm going to feel ashamed about myself. But if I do it, I'm going to feel proud about myself. So that means I want to do it. So why am I avoiding it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Do it. And I've been doing this for the past 2 weeks, and my life has gotten a lot better. I've been able to work a lot harder, a lot more efficiently as well. Because instead of wrestling with myself, I'm just doing the damn work. And I know I'm going to feel really proud of myself by the end. And I do. I mean, it's the end of the week. And I do feel very proud of myself for the accomplishments that I've achieved, for the things I've done. And I'm happy that I did it. And there are less and less things that I'm looking back on and saying, man, I wish I had done it. Because when I come to these difficult situations, I take a break, I take a step back and ask myself, how much am I going to regret it? Am I going to regret it? And how much am I going to regret it if I don't do it, if I avoid this? And am I going to have to do it eventually anyway? And if the answer is a lot, or I'm going to regret it at all, then I say, okay, so then I do want to do it, and all I need to do is get started, and everything else will fall into place. And that brings a huge sigh of relief, because now it's not me against me anymore. It's me with me against the task. And that's an amazing feeling. And I hope for whoever it is that's watching this, you understand what I'm saying and you can apply it to your life. And you can also feel that feeling. And I hope you're going to have an amazing weekend and a fantastic evening. Yeah, you can do the difficult thing. You can do it. And if you're going to regret not doing it, then you're better off just doing it. You got this.